Digital Foundry specialists released a detailed video in which they meticulously dissected the official Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer from a technical perspective. We've selected the most interesting points. Most of the trailer consists of real-time engine-rendered footage recorded from a console. This is evident, for example, in the hair, which shows typical anti-aliasing artifacts. Gameplay footage from the trailer was not recorded in native 4K resolution. A scaling technology like FSR was used in creating the video. Apparently, upscaling was performed from around 1440p resolution depending on the frame. This last feature also indirectly suggests the use of dynamic resolution. Grand Theft Auto 6 uses global illumination with ray tracing or a similar technology. Among other things, the use of RTGI ray-traced global illumination is indicated by a scene at the beginning of the trailer where Lucia is in prison. In this scene, you can see how the sun's rays reflect off other objects as she turns around. It's highly likely that some reflections in the trailer are also rendered using ray tracing. In the scene with flamingos, artifacts typical of SSR screen space reflections are visible. It's possible that Rockstar Games uses a combination of techniques for rendering reflections. According to the video, shadows are rendered using shadow maps without the use of ray tracing. DF experts were particularly impressed with the quality of hair rendering. Hair visualization is done correctly and naturally, without any jerking, defects, or sticking. Hair is rendered with high quality for all characters in the trailer, not just those in the foreground. Characters in Grand Theft Auto 6 look great, but not overly realistic. There is also some less positive news. DF experts believe that Grand Theft Auto 6's target frame rate on consoles will be 30 FPS. Such a large and detailed world with high-quality visualization suggests the game will run at 30 FPS. According to experts, the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 will be a major test for the Xbox Series S. Clearly, developers will have to significantly cut back on graphics for the junior console, quite substantially compared to the Series X and PS5. The conclusions they came to. On consoles, the game will most likely run at a 30 FPS rate due to the abundance of technologies used. The trailer showcased scenes with ray tracing, as well as global illumination and reflections. Experts believe that the footage is indeed based on the game engine. This is confirmed by hair rendering with anti-aliasing artifacts. Videos from social networks have likely undergone significant post-processing, or may have been pre-rendered altogether. Many scenes probably operated with dynamic scaling, and in reality should have a different resolution. Developers might be using a hybrid combination of software and hardware acceleration to implement lighting and reflections. Now something like this shouldn't come out of anywhere if you aren't new to the series. Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3 was running at 25-30 frames after its release. Or even for a recent release, Red Dead 2 on the PS5 is also locked to 30 FPS. So although it may not sound that great compared to other games, Rockstar focuses on detail, not getting high frames. It seems like the only hope for console players to enjoy GTA 6 at 60 FPS could be the PS5 Pro. Various leaks have suggested that it will be more powerful than the latest, regular model of the device. According to the makers, the upcoming installment will push the limits of what's possible in highly immersive, story-driven open-world experiences. This means the level of immersion and vastness will be huge compared to past Grand Theft Auto offerings, as well as any other open-world title out there. To be precise, the map of Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to be the biggest yet in the franchise. An updated version of the map at the moment compared to San Andreas should give you an idea of its current size. Expected to be 2 times as large with a more dense city area. Furthermore, it will be set in Leonida, under the area of Vice City. As far as map exploration is concerned, players may be restricted from doing more of that in the opening hours of the game. This is something you can notice after observing an ankle monitor worn by one of the 2 main protagonists in the recently revealed key art. For the uninitiated, the key art that was revealed for the game in a press release following the trailer launch features protagonists Lucia and Jason. They can be seen sitting on the hood of a car, parked on the sun-soaked streets of Vice City. Now, what makes this art unusual, after observing very closely, is the fact that Lucia is wearing an ankle monitor. What does that mean? Well, it implies that Lucia will possibly be on parole during the initial moments of Grand Theft Auto 6. The ankle monitor won't allow her to go too far on the map, despite it being open world. Thus, players will be restricted from exploring the entire map area, at least initially. The ankle monitor will be used by the devs as a gameplay element to restrict player movement in the opening hours of Grand Theft Auto 6's main storyline. But it's not the first time such a feature will be introduced in Rockstar's iconic series. Previously, games like Grand Theft Auto Vice City and even Grand Theft Auto 4 had their ways of restricting player movement. In Vice City, the unpleasant weather used to close bridges between the islands. On the other hand, bridges in Grand Theft Auto 4 used to get closed because of a terrorist threat. Even Rockstar's 2018 blockbuster Red Dead Redemption 2 had such an element where Arthur couldn't go too far beyond a certain point. Given that Grand Theft Auto 6's map is the biggest yet, maybe the devs have decided to introduce an ankle monitor to prevent players from exploring some places too soon due to story-related aspects. Going by the trailer, Lucia and Jason were staying in Port Gellhorn, but celebrated when they went out of town to Vice City, giving the idea that they aren't from there. This means that if Lucia would be restricted to an area, the most likely it would be around Port Gellhorn, leaving Vice City to be slowly discovered throughout the story rather than right off the bat. The single-player, open-world setup of the game will possibly make it the longest Grand Theft Auto title as well. However, there's still no confirmation regarding exactly how long the campaign will be. If one has to consider floating rumors, it's said to offer close to 400 hours of content. Grand Theft Auto 6 is slated to release in the year 2025 with no proper date revealed just yet.